Before I begin my remarks, I do want to just make a historical note that some time ago when I went to our Secretary of the Senate and asked about the prospects of honoring a very good friend and retiring Speaker of the House, what the protocol was. Did her work, did her research. There was really not a protocol. And I felt that many of us in this chamber, including myself, want to take an opportunity not only to honor the retiring Speaker of the House, but put in place a protocol for somebody of such a fine individual here in the Capitol. So with that, I'll begin my remarks. You know, many years ago when I first met Sam, I can tell you he did look younger, he did look slimmer, and I believe he did get more sleep. But with all that said, he was simply Sam from Punxsutawney. You know, over the years, a relationship that was based purely political became a relationship of friendship. And watching Sam over these years grow into his job has been a learning experience not only for myself, but I believe a learning experience for anybody else that's observed. As we know, he has served for 27 years for the Commonwealth. Prior to becoming Speaker in 2011, he was a member of House leadership for 10 years. In 2000, his colleagues elected him Majority Whip, and from 2003 to 2010, Sam served as leader of that caucus. His thoughtful, unassuming, methodical approach to issues and confrontation is a refreshing lesson in that we can all disagree, but disagree in a civil manner. Sam has truly exemplified that. Sam has been a champion for numerous legislative initiatives and undoubtedly the father of educational block grants in Pennsylvania, which provide a strong funding source to allow public schools flexibility and accountability. And he's made public education in Pennsylvania much better because of that.
As a younger man, I was a wee bit egotistical. I was a little full of myself. I know that's shocking, but I got up my courage and I went and I said, "Representative, I'm Jim Cawley from Senator Tomlinson's office. It's so great to meet you." And he looked at me and goes, "Yeah, I know." And I was absolutely deflated. But after years of therapy, it occurred to me that what Sam was trying to convey was that in this business, it's important for us to be genuine. It is important for us to be honest. It's important for us to be direct. So Sam, here's direct. You've been one hell of a public servant. You've served with honor, you've served with integrity, you've served with dignity, you've served with compassion. You have done what everybody in this room hopes that someday can be said of them. You have made a difference for the people that you represent and for the people of Pennsylvania. Your legacy will live long after these words have faded. God bless you, sir, and congratulations.
I would like to leave you with one thing, and this is on a very serious note. And this is a serious business, and I often say I don't take myself seriously, but I take this job very seriously, and I hope that that doesn't get lost. When Benjamin Franklin was, they were wrapping up the Constitutional Convention, it was on Monday, September 17th in 1787. And he was in his 80s, he was weak, and he couldn't speak very loudly, so he actually prepared this speech, and another gentleman read this speech as they were closing up the Constitutional Convention. And if you get the whole copy, it's not long, and it's a great summarization of what governing is all about. And I want to read one statement out of this page-long speech. "For when you assemble a number of men to have the advantage of their joint wisdom, you inevitably assemble with those men all their prejudices, their passions, their errors of opinion, their local interests, and their selfish views. The gist of what he was telling the members of this Constitutional Convention was, I don't like everything in this Constitution. I don't even think I agree with it. But I've learned that my personal view, that I think I'm always right, as each of us, we all come here thinking we're right. We know what the answers are. He recognized, and as the older he got, that while he may think he's right, he may not be. And it's important for each of us to be effective at governing, to understand that we are fallible, that we do not have all the answers individually, and that collectively, what our business is about, what it is about, is collectively coming up with something that works. And Franklin encapsulated that in this short speech he gave to close out the convention. He added one more thing. He said, if you all leave here to go back to your respective constituencies, to the various states, and they had to go home and sell this thing, right? He said, if you go back and amplify and try to build partisan support or opposition because of the things you don't like in this Constitution, will have failed. If you go back and talk about what is good about it, we will succeed. And that is much of what we're about. Amplify the good, don't amplify what you don't like, and understand that you inevitably assemble those men with all their prejudices, their passions, their errors of opinion, their local interests, and their selfish views. Thank you so much for this great honor. I appreciate it, Senator. I know I'm just a pawn in your game today, but I appreciate it. It's been a great honor and a great privilege to address the Senate. I truly mean that. It's a great honor. Thank you very much.